Hi everyone, I'm back for chapter 16. They left Philip to sleep, then walked up some rickety stairs to the main deck. Since they weren't moving or sailing or whatever the word was, the pirates didn't have much to do, so they just clustered in small groups, staying quiet so not to attract any unwanted merman attention. Most just chatted quietly, but one group clustered around Skinny played a disturbing game using his finger bones instead of actual dice. Stopping at the ship's railing far enough away from the pirates for some privacy, May and Jack watched the sun slowly tumble into the ocean and the heat already sizzling the water. "I'll never get used to that," May said, her eyes reflecting the orange and purple sky. "Then we're all thankful the sun giant does his job despite your discomfort," Jack said, as the ship gently bobbed up and down. "Tomorrow night," Jack, May said. "We've already wasted one day, and the dragons will be there tomorrow night, and then it's all over." "You think that was wasted?" Jack said, raising an eyebrow. "Did you see how badly I destroyed Pan in the contest of wits?" "You're amazing," May said, glaring at him. "Can't you ever be serious?" Jack paused and then sighed. "You're sort of serious enough for all three of us, May. I guess I'm just trying to take your mind off of things." "Nice try, but the world won't let that happen," May said. "But if I gave myself up, if I turned myself in, maybe my grandmother, maybe she'd—" "Stop calling her that," Jack said, pushing away from the railing and looking straight at her. "Don't call her that anymore, okay? Because there is nothing in her of her in you. Do you hear me? Nothing." "You don't know that," May said, looking back over the ocean. "I'm so angry all the time. Angry at her, angry at me, angry at us for letting her back out into the world. I don't know how to make things better." "You're doing that right now," Jack told her. "You're making things better by saving the fairy homelands, by finding out who you are, by doing exactly what she doesn't want you to do. Don't you get it? The fact that she's trying so hard to keep us from finding out, that must mean something. There must be a reason. Yeah, I'm sure I'll find out and live happily ever after." "Happily ever what?" "It means that I'll live happy forever, because that's how fairy kid stories end," May said, the wind blowing her hair. "Except they don't, do they?" "Obviously not." No," Jack said, giving her a confused look. "How could anyone possibly be happy forever? You really think you're never going to stub your toe or get sick or fight with your friend? No one lives happily ever after." "Whatever. I've heard of anything so stupid. Talk about a kid's story. So, what's the point then if we can't be happy? Why are we doing any of this?" "Oh, there's definitely happiness," Jack said, turning his back on the ocean and looking at her. "But it's just about moments, not ever afters," he grinned. "Just like when you're right in the middle of the worst adventure imaginable, but for 1 minute, it's just about sitting on a boat in the middle of the ocean with your friends, with no one trying to kill you, or in any kind of horrifying way. You have to appreciate these moments when they happen, because obviously we don't get many of them." May glanced at him and then started to smile in return, for the first time in a while. "So of course someone had to go along and ruin it all. That is a beautiful sunset," Philip said. "Drink it in, your highness," Jack said, glaring at the prince. "It may be the last one you ever see." "Oh, I have faith that we can handle the mermen," Philip said, smiling at him. "Sure, let's pretend that's what I meant." "We were just talking about why we were doing this," May said to the prince. "That is easy," Philip said, stepping between them with a wide smile. "We do this because it is right. I can see how you might think this responsibility, this adventure we are on, and that it is too big for us, or that we would be better off just giving it to into the queen as she wants. That it would save lives, but neither of those things are true." "You heard that?" May asked, but Philip held up a hand. "Considering that we do not know who or where you come from, we cannot say that handing you over to the wicked queen would not make things worse, correct?" Philip said. "Not to mention the queen has more than sufficient reason to wipe out the fairy homelands because of their power and their alliance with the humans. Coincidence or no, we are not the only reason she is doing this." "But what if she'd stop?" May said. "What if giving up myself, or what if we put a stop to her plans and keep you free?" Philip said, the wind blowing his hair as well. "What if we three embrace the road to destiny has laid before us, and accomplish what we have set out to do, stealing victory from those who would do us harm, and finally learning the truth of your history, Princess." "I'm hearing a lot of what-ifs in there," Jack said. "Of course, for we have not yet finished this quest," Philip said. "But we shall, and when we do, and stand triumphant beside Merryweather and her sisters as they fight back against the Queen's armies, you shall realize I am right. For we three will be heroes, and nothing can stop the noble at heart, no matter how much evil might try." "It must be pretty nice in your world, huh, Philip?" Jack said. "All flowers and rainbows." "No matter your past," Philip said, ignoring Jack, "no matter what mistakes we have made, we can do nothing more than try to live well in the present and strive to make the future a better place. And we are doing that very thing now. We had the noblest of intentions when rescuing your grandmother, Princess, and still do now, but the difference is we know who our enemies are and that they want us stopped. That should be reason enough for confidence, even joyful enthusiasm, for our task at hand." "You're right," Philip May said, slamming a hand down on the railing. "Let's go jump in the ocean and try not to drown, just to annoy my grandmother." Philip laughed and May hugged him, shaking her head, while Jack sighed, glancing over his shoulder at the pirates behind them, and then at the sword on his own back. Did they really know who their enemies were? And that's the end of the chapter. I'll see you guys later.